So I've been listening to a lot of the new Brent Faiyaz albums, so I thought I'd just make some like that. I do some cool guitar, add some little synths, a little bit more of a poppy R&B sound as opposed to like a really, classic R&B sound. But let's just get into it. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my guitar. So let me go grab that. Basically, all we're gonna do is we're gonna do a D major 7 to an A major 7 to a G sharp minor 7 to a B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, back into it. Let's just record it. So I'm liking how that sounds. We're just going to turn it up. So yeah, it just sounds really good. Now we're just going to, quantize a little bit and then maybe add some top line melodies. And it's fine to be a little bit offbeat because, it is R&B. It's a really human feeling genre. So we're kind of fine leaving some things not perfectly on the beats. So I've got the guitar kind of where I like it. Now we're just going to delete everything, and we're going to speed it up because I intentionally recorded a little bit slow so we can get kind of that chorusy sped up effect that you hear on a lot of the, not just Brent Faiyaz, but kind of any R&B kind of sound. So now we're going to get some chorus plug-in, cut out some of the lows and stuff like that because I'm not in love with how that sounds. Okay. We're going to get a compressor as well, just to make it a little bit tighter. So I'm going to slow it down, 96. Going to go to some of my own sounds. I'm using some Omnisphere and Analog Lab. Please go check my sounds. Got a bunch of free ones. I spend so much time on these, so, appreciate any support, but we're just going to find some cool keys. First sound I already like, so we know that we had it in D major and we pitched it up 3, so we're just going to transpose all the chords, and this will be good because it'll show you the chords exactly. But first we got an F sharp major 7, and I want to leave a little bit of space, so I'm going to do kind of at every single snare. I kind of want to get rid of it. So I know that I had this chord progression. I had the D major 7 to A major 7 to G minor 7 to B minor 7 to C minor 7. So I really just make those chords, and I pitched it up 3 because I pitched the sample up 3. I actually want to change this to a pad sound now that we have the chords right, just because I'm not in love with the keys. Because I want something that's really just going to fill out some space, so I don't want anything too much in the low mids like the guitar. So I like that. I'm going to cut out some of the low mids. That's also a little bit bright. Make it a little stereo. Come back over here, I'm going to add some reverb. Then what I love doing is I like having the same reverb on everything, so I'm just going to go to save preset on the vintage verb, and I'm going to just bring it over to the pad. And I'm actually going to space it a little more by up in the mix to about 75. Now I'm going to get a one shot again. All these sounds are on @kits.com, but I'm really just going to get a bass. I'm going to cut out a lot of the highs because I want this to be kind of more like a pop bass, but I just overall like this sound, so. And I'm leaving space purposely. I don't want them going the entire time because I think it'll just kind of be a little too much going on if I have the bass going the entirety of the 4 bars. So add some chorus. And honestly, might take out some highs out of the guitar. So I like that little, kind of just playing the notes that are already in the chord, so I'm just gonna. So I'm and I kind of want to like these play out a little bit longer. This is going to be a little bit of a trust the process video, but we're going to add a bunch of reverb, and we just want this in the first half because I think it'll just add some really cool ambience. Then I actually want to go to Analog Lab and I want to get this strip bass because I want this to, again, sound a little bit more poppy. So this will be the last kind of bass sound I add before we get into the drums. And again, we're going to do more of like a... like almost kind of like a 16 Baby Keem kind of vibe. Let's just go into my sound banks, go to Jupiter, all the sounds below. You know, like I said, we're making more of a little bit of a, we're making a little bit more of a pop R&B kind of sound. So I'm going to do a little... So what we're doing is basically we're going to have that little bass that's all alone, but it's going to be kind of hitting without the kick, but I think it'll add some really cool bounce to it. So, and then we're going to add this not as the main snare, but kind of as an accent snare. It sounds a little bit weird now, but I'm telling you, once we get that right snare, we need a poppy snare. So I'm thinking, I think I have some from Splice. Something like that, but we're just going to have this for now. But we need something a little bit less kind of disco sounding, you know, something a little bit more poppy. I'm going to get rid of the bass for a second, just... So I kind of like this. I think we need some really smooth roads. So I'm going to go into Contact, use my favorite bank. Are y'all rocking with the new camera? You know, I thought I'd get something new. Not only upgrade content, but I've been getting into photography and videography. So just thought, you know, might as well. Be cool. So now that we have that, I love this on the road sound because it just sounds great. But we honestly might change it for something a little bit more poppy. But first, I'm just going to come over here, copy the chords over into here, and we're just going to see how that sounds. So first, we're going to connect. We're going to go Alt-S. Alt-R. Let's do something a little more poppy. Honestly, get rid of this pad. You know what, we're going to pitch up everything by 2 more. Just because I think that it'll sound better. So select everything that I want. Those 3, that bass, that contact. Come into here, transpose selected +2. So now here, we got a cool little bass. I'm going to just turn it up. Like... Here, that just sounds. So now I'm just going to throw in a little mixer thing I forgot to do at the start, so hopefully that doesn't mess up all the audio. Get rid of all the drums. Get this. I'm actually going to add some more reverb onto the Rhodes, just to make it a little more spacey. I just want to see how it sounds, pitching up an entire octave. So you can hear it just sounds a little bit lifeless. So we're just going to kind of excite everything. So we're going to add some highs into some things, get rid of some low mids. And we're just going to turn everything up. And, you know, I'll walk you through the mixing real quick. So first, we're going to come to the guitar. Just boost up the highs, get rid of some of these lows. And I want to throw it before the compressor. keep the bass how it is. Add some highs back into this. Can you hear this Rhodes has a lot of bass in it? We're gonna calm down on some of the sound coming from Cymatic's Origin. Just to denoise it a little bit. And I kind of want to make this, kind of tuck it in the left. Bring this Rhodes a little bit to the right. I think we're going to get a little bit of an EQ right here. I always use this and I just brighten it up. And turn it up a little. Cut some of these low mids. But you want to be really subtle with this because it is the entirety of these songs. So it's going to do it to every single sound. So you can hear just by adding, you know, some brightening to everything and really this EQ, you know. It really just brings out the snare especially. So it's really just livening up everything because a lot of pop songs are very compressed, very bright. So, you know, we just kind of replicated that here. Like I said, that's how you make some of the more pop R&B kind of tracks. Again, all the sounds on atkids.com. I appreciate y'all for watching. Check out some other videos. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.